exploring reality with this thing. So this is an anti-gravity 360-degree camera drone. And so what it allows you to do is fly a drone with two cameras, one pointing up, one pointing down, and it allows you to look around your surroundings using a headset. And the headset looks a little bit like this. So you can see here the way it works is you place it over your head. I'm not going to do that because I'm driving. Well, I was driving. And you get the idea, basically. And I'm still learning how to use this thing, but it is absolutely blowing my mind. The ability to peer through the world and move through the world like it's a video game is truly incredible. Let me just the audio right, because I think it should be a lot better now. Cool. Yeah, so one of the things that this drone has done for me is start to see the world map almost like a video game, where there are different places to place one's mind and one's body and one's perspective. And one of the terms that people use to describe progress in this investigation is astral planing. So the idea that you can transport the locus of one's focus and attention and consciousness to different places. And there's nothing quite like a drone to bring a kind of digital representation of what astral planing might be like. The idea that you could lift your eyes up, move your body through time and space to glide around reality at will is a pretty special one. And the progress that one makes when you go deep on meditation is to learn how to locate your mind in different places, in different emotional states, in different sensations. But when you put your drone headset on and start flying around, I'd seen videos of it on a 2D screen, but to actually fly a drone through time and space and glide through different areas is truly amazing. I like really can't describe how crazy it is. So later on, I'm gonna edit together the footage, and at some point in the future, I'm gonna upload all of this, and I may even try uploading a three-dimensional VR video so that people with VR headsets can look around. Look at this thing; it's so crazy. So yeah, if you just got to the chat, say hello. Let me know where you're from. I'm playing with drones today and robots. Generally trying to learn how all these things work, and I find the best way to learn is just to use something. So yeah, this is how it fits together, and the battery just slides in there. I really love the design and how minimal it is, and then you prime the landing gear, and it's ready to go. Couple presses on the on button, and this bad boy switches on. So see here. All right, this thing is now ready to rock and roll. And usually I just place it on top of the car, and then we get going. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't know if you've ever tried a drone, but the craziest experience I had was this feeling of moving my consciousness up into the sky, and it felt like a bird almost. Felt like I'm flying around reality, like a flight simulator or a video game. And the really interesting thing is the way these cameras work together. So these cameras are kind of always looking forward and doing collision avoidance. And these cameras are what are creating the 360 impression that you can look around at. So it's kind of like, I mean, 360 is one way of putting it, but it's actually kind of more degrees of freedom. It's like a global orb of vision, and anywhere you point your head, you can look. So it kind of feels like you've risen your consciousness into the sky and you're able to cruise around doing things. So yeah, pretty fun thing, pretty fun toy. Strongly recommend if you're considering getting a drone, um, doing this. Yeah. But the other thing is the way it gets me to look at kind of the map or San Francisco as a place is very different. You know, like we can, you know, we can change things here. We can improve things. We can make things better. There's ways in which we can improve the land, and change it and mold it and adapt it. And it helps me see places I know well in a completely different perspective. So whether that's Berkeley or Oakland or many of the places I've been this morning, I've been taking a pause, been flying the drone, and I've been gliding around places I know pretty well from the road, but seeing them from the sky. And it's been very beautiful. It's been very impactful. Um, I think that every time I've tried to understand a new trend in technology, I've done my best to actually dive in and use the thing. So I think I understood the iPhone a little earlier because I got hold of an iPhone quite early on. I had iPhone 1. I think I understood home robotics a little better because I have the Weave Zero. I think I understand crypto a little better because I did a bunch of complicated crypto transactions in the early days. And I think I understand e-commerce a little better because in the early days of PayPal and early days of Stripe and early days of Google Payments, I was actually playing around with these things. And so drones and the impact they're having on society and on warfare and on our life is something that I really care about. But in order for me to fully understand it, I felt that it's important for me to actually, you know, use this stuff. And that's what I've been doing over the last over the last couple of weeks. You know, I think it's pretty brutal as well to see some of the footage that comes out of Ukraine. If you were to think of the kind of opposite of astral planing and gliding around with a drone, I think it would be, you know, hunting, which is essentially what these drone pilots are doing while at war in Ukraine. They are using drones and explosives and cameras and spools of wire and radio frequencies and, you know, GPS systems and Starlink, and all this technology is coming together so that they can kill each other. So while drones have this kind of beautiful technological side to them in terms of cameras and projections and exploring, they also have a pretty intense, dark, kind of lethal side to them, which is why they're so popular in the Russia Ukraine conflict. And I would say that is kind of like the opposite vibe of using these things to explore and get out into the world and try and try and flow. It would be to, you know, to try and kill somebody with them. The other thing that's really interesting about drones is they have become kind of strategic assets. Um, Drones today are, you know, in America, they are banned, Chinese drones, for a bunch of use cases and certain sizes. And so this drone is allowed because it's pretty small and it has a limited range. But as soon as you get a little bigger than this and a further range, I believe there's import bans now on drones. So it's pretty crazy. And all of that is coming from their strategic importance, to do with, you know, war and battle, and there's a huge incentive for American drone manufacturers to actually go and build drones in America using American manufacturing and American companies. And the reason I think this is so pertinent to the work I'm doing now is I'm like nigh on certain that there will be a similar ban on robotics. So robots will need to be American made, American manufactured, and American controlled, because we're not going to allow tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of robots controlled by Chinese companies walk around America unchecked. But yeah, thanks for coming along on this little journey. I'm just sharing some thinking. This thing is really blowing my mind, and having a great time with it. So just wanted to document that, and maybe maybe share with you a little bit more of the footage when I edit it together. All right then. Thanks a lot.